Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Escape versus Escape. LaTocha Scott versus Escape. This is so crazy, y'all. I really did not want to do this video, but I really wanted to go. I haven't been live in a while. I really probably should have went live, but either way, we have got to get in this. We have to get into this simply because it's Kandi and Tiny responses for me. It's 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 the I don't know, y'all. I This is weird because I was riding for Tasha doing that dress debacle now. I was upset with Escape. Ready to fight Escape for doing Tasha like that. But as I look into situations, ooh, y'all, let's get into this. All right, so the new little show with SWV and Escape is R&B Queens. Okay, so that's out. Okay, so I'm kind of like, my opinion is because it's also based on Just Kicking It, the show that they had maybe about 2015. I don't know. It might have been 2015, 13, 12, somewhere in there. It was Just Kicking It. It was another show where SWV and Escape tried to do this again, and it was a lot said. And then the opinions of others when things was said is kind of like we was missing the signs. But this time around, it's kind of like they right there. So it's like you really just can't have no different type of opinion or trying to say today. But anyway, on this new show, Tamika has said, because her and her mother and her sister is having a conversation, and Tamika is telling her mama how she has never took up for her. So Tamika, and so the mama was like when? Like, what you mean? I have always taken up for you. And she was like when Tasha and Rock stole my money. You did not take up for me. So both Tasha and their mom, Glow, pretty much said to me that they was caught. Like, if you see their faces before another word was uttered, the way their facial expressions went, it was like, oh my God, we is caught. So Tasha and their mom both are saying that Tasha and Rock didn't steal no money. My problem is why didn't nobody say what money? So then we have Tasha's husband, Rob, send a low key threat, to Tamika, saying something like, she got to deal with what comes when she say somebody name. But in my thought process, I'm like, but Rocky, your name has to come up with any conversation that involves Tasha, because you are pretty much the voice. She really only can respond when and how you say. So your name gonna always come up when it comes to Tasha, because Tasha don't have her own voice. Pretty much Tasha really just can't walk, she can't talk, breathe, sing, unless pretty much her husband has to like approve whatever it is that's coming out of her mouth. So that's the problem within itself. Why does he has so much input into a group that was already formed before he even was thought about? Like, this is weird when your husband become your manager or the crew manager. Like, it's just a lot. It is weird on how Rocky really think that his name is shouldn't be coming up in nobody's conversation. Weird, weird, weird. We got Kandi and Tiny, who has addressed this whole entire situation, and thus far they are siding with Tamika because they allegedly know this to be true. Okay, like nobody ain't just saying like this is it, but you can tell because one, Kandi gonna keep saying allegedly, and then Tiny, her responses let you know that they know what is up. So they are siding with Tamika at this point. Um, and then on the show, when Tamika was explaining the situation with the sister and the mama, Tiny is laughing hysterically at the blue. Like she is killing herself laughing now. And I'm just like, that is because they been told her to press charges on her sister. Now we gonna get into Kandi speak on it. She had did a whole video about it. You hear me? But we just gonna get the part about the situation at hand, which is this money that has been stolen. And then we gonna get into where Tiny responded up under, she was responding in comments to what other people was posting. So let's get into that right now.
The best of my knowledge, and I'm gonna use allegedly because I don't want nobody suing me. Okay, to be clear, Tamika Scott and Tasha Scott and Mama G.
I'm your sister. You don't body shame people.
They were having the argument. Oh, Ocean was there, Tamika's oldest daughter. Basically, everybody knows that the accusations have been thrown out about Tasha being able to steal Tamika's money, or Tasha stealing Tamika's money. That's what Tamika said. I've been seeing on the blogs, a lot of people were kind of confused on how that can happen.
Oh, you stole my money.
Blah, 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 blah.
What you want to come against me for?
Okay, I'm going to try to explain it to you to the best of my knowledge. So this incident took place before me and Tamika got made up. So it was before our first reality show, Escape Still Kicking It. This thievery that she's talking about.
You and Rocky stole my money. Mama didn't say nothing.
So basically what happened from allegedly happened. What allegedly happened. There is a union or a company called Sound Exchange that developed in the 2000s that is for the benefit of helping artists get royalties for like airplay and stuff like that. For a long time, everybody hears like only the songwriters typically get paid when the songs are played on air. But Sound Exchange, when they developed as a company or a union of sorts, basically they made agreements with different, I don't know, whoever the powers that be, to make it so that they could collect some royalties for the artists who are like performance royalty. And so with that being said, it started in the 2000s after our group broke up, but they were able to collect royalties on our behalf going forward. Now, we all did not find out about Sound Exchange probably until they was open for a few years or whatever. And I remember Tiny's mom was the one who let us know about it. And she signed us up, all right? I think her and Tina is another family friend of ours who helped us with our money and stuff. They basically let us know about it, signed us up for it. They signed me up for it. I didn't even know about it. I was like, oh, okay, so it was a little check coming in the mail. We all got our checks individually. It did not come to a group. It just came to the individual members. I don't know how it works. If you're an artist and you got music out from back in the day, make sure you sign up with Sound Exchange. They probably have money for you. Yeah, it's currently still happening. You can actually go on their website, soundexchange.com. So with that being said, because I think they had some royalties they had added up because we were late signing up, you know what I mean? So it was like, a chunk of change when we first signed up that each individual person was supposed to receive. With that being said, allegedly, Tamika says, and I'm not saying alleged because I don't believe it. I'm just saying alleged because, I guess you can't really say that unless you were a part of the situation. At the time, I wasn't around them. I was getting it secondhand from Tiny Mama. So basically, during this time, it definitely was a time where Tamika needed her money.
I was pregnant with our money.
Escape was not performing.
And my daughter Ocean was in college at the time.
Well, not with all 4 members or whatever. We weren't doing the big tours yet at that time. That was before we got back together. She definitely needed her money, like she said.
I told my mom, and she was like, well, you don't know what she was going through at the time. Maybe she needed the money.
She needed her money. Got it. Okay. I was told that allegedly someone, I don't want to say no names, had Tamika's check going to their address. And that allegedly they were signing Tamika's name on the check and depositing the check. And because this was not a thing that, like, I didn't know about it either. The only reason why I knew about Sound Exchange is because Tiny's mom had signed me up. And she had that stuff coming to my mom's house. So I wouldn't even have known about the checks either. So I can understand how Tamika didn't know about it. It was a new union situation. It was a new check that she wasn't expecting. None of us was expecting. Got it? Okay. Anyway, so allegedly when she got signed up, somebody put their address on it and was signing it and depositing her checks in their account. Allegedly, from what I was told. She found out about it later because Tiny mom, which I believe, because Tiny did her mom, Mama Diane, she did me the same way. She said, baby, you getting your check? You know, you should have got a check by now because da-da-da-da-da. So apparently she did the same thing to Tamika. Tamika was like,
I didn't get no check. What you talking about?
And that's when she reached out to find out what was happening. And according to Tamika, basically they let her know the checks had already been deposited, basically. The only way that she could find a way to get it back is if she would have pressed charges and filed, in order to get the money. Of course, she didn't want to do that to her sister, according to Tamika. So allegedly, that is what happened. So when people are like, well, how can somebody just take your check? Or how can this? Sometimes, we as a group, even like this is later on in life, we have to send our fees in together for certain things, for performances that we're doing, and they need our ID, a copy of ID or whatever. Or, they knew her social security number, stuff like that. Like they've been privy to mine. I got a block.
This was Tiny's response to somebody that was already going in on Tamika for these allegations. So this was Tiny's response to whoever was going in on Tamika at that point. Now, I am Jay Cortez had left a comment that said, what did he say? How did somebody be able to cash somebody else's checks or something like that? And this was Tiny responding to how somebody can cash somebody else's check. Now, for Tasha and their mom, so pretend like this is the first time they have heard this story ever in life, was pretty much kind of funny to me because Tasha's husband pretty much like she done snitched and she gonna regret that. So to me, at the end of the day, everyone's response really was shock. Because you can tell that Tamika has never defended herself when it came to her family situation. She have ate everything and took it on the chin. So to me, Tamika family is really upset that she finally has spoke up and spoke out about one particular situation. Just imagine how many situations is really out here that Tamika haven't spoke on. And I feel like this particular one like kind of triggered her. Like, cause it really came out of nowhere. But for you to be saying like you really be taking up for me in front of all these people, oh no, I no, some trigger her to make her be like, nah, y'all gonna stop running this negative narrative like I'm the bad one or I'm the one who always no 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 no. It's not gonna be keep happening like that. So I feel like it was out of from everybody that has responded. First of all, they was in shock, like, oh, I gotta get on this because she don't ever say nothing. So, and I don't want people to think that she crazy because she not. This really has happened. We have all been here. We saw it going down, and this is not the only thing that has went down. Okay, let's be very clear about this. So, like I said earlier, I really did. I used to be riding hard for Tasha. Like, you can go back into like some of my older videos. I really raw with Tasha, like ignoring all of the signs, from just kicking it, even up to the dress and management debacle that just recently happened. I think for the Soul Train Awards or something, or for the 25th, whatever it was for. It was recent. But I've always rolled with Tasha. But now in hindsight, Tasha word says one thing, her action says a whole different thing. Um, Tasha pretty much blames everyone but her husband for why she didn't really take off and go nowhere like she feel like she should have. First of all, it's your ways, it's your actions, it's your deflections every time somebody's asking you something, and it's of course the main thing, your husband is really why you not going up at all. Of like, it's really your husband. Like, your husband cannot speak for you, your husband cannot be there when someone want to talk with you. Your husband cannot be the voice. I'm sorry. Now, Tasha interview on V103 Atlanta was probably the first time I ever heard Tasha speak for a long period of time, but it was absolutely bullcrap. It was, yeah, the whole interview was bullcrap. Like, it was really not no, it was like a circle, just to be honest. Okay, so she tried to expose Kandi for being with Jay Z as to why her album never came out. It was totally shelved. Um, but a while years back, Kandi already done told y'all that they was not an item, they was not a couple. They just had did a little something. End of story, point blank, and a period. Okay. And so it just the story kind of switched a little bit, and pretty much Rocky does absolutely no wrong in Tasha's eyes. So there is no baby, there is no mistress. All of this is lies. Everybody just takes stuff and runs with it. And then she tried to end up like with tears, because her mom is getting dragged all over social media, correct? Okay, but this is all your fault, Tasha, why your mom is getting dragged. Because you wanted to portray like, yeah, me and my mom, we ride together, so your mom riding with you kind of got your mama into the spotlight as well. So it's really your fault. So yeah, you should have tears, and it's messed up that your mama had to go through this. Yeah, because this truly is your fault. But at the same time, baby, they acted just like there was no tears, and they knew that there was all some fake empathy. And they sure enough ended it up real quick. They went on into her book. I'm talking about why she, but they like she really getting drugged. Like, why she still trying to bring this narrative out. They like, yeah, and yeah, the book, whoop the whoop, I gotta get mine. I'm waiting on mine, what the wham. And yeah, y'all have a good one. End of story, point blank, and a period now. Because of one main reason, which is not one person asked what money. Like, if you gonna accuse me of something, the first thing I need to know is what? Like, what money? No, not that I didn't steal it. What money you talking about? Like, no. Before we even get anywhere to I done stole, first of all, we need to know what it is that I stole. Even though Tamika went on and did told us exactly what it was that you stole, but not one of y'all asked that question yet. Like, what money is she talking about? Like, why is she saying I stole money when you don't even know what money you stole? Like, you gotta first know that part. So for me, I'm riding with Tamika until Tasha on her bull crap. You know what I'm saying? About anything. Whether it be the group escape and the real dealings that went on, or whether it be Kandi and you blaming her for why your career didn't take off, and most definitely if it's your sister Tamika, because you put the narrative out there like, yeah, she a liar, she a known liar, which further let me know that you can say that because she have always been lying and taking up for you. This is why you are so adamant about that, like, because she have lied about everything that was going on with me. Or most definitely, uh she could talk about us and let us know that her husband is her God or whatever. But until she clear up any of that, yeah, I'm riding with Tamika. And y'all let me know what y'all thinking. What's your opinion down in the comments? Is Tamika or Tasha lying? What y'all thinking?